What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Nichols Nook. In this video, we're going to show you our engagement video. And this was before we started YouTube or anything. It was 3 years ago in 2015. It seems like a really long time ago.
It does. In a recent Q&A, you guys mentioned that you wanted to see this footage. This was way before our YouTube days, and honestly, I don't even know if we really watched YouTube at this point in our lives. So just keep that in mind while you're watching it, but it was such a special day in our lives, and it seems like forever ago.
Yeah,
and so
your dad videotaped it on my request.
So before we show you guys that footage, we want to give a little bit of a backstory as to how this all kind of came to be.
So we met in 10th grade, and then we started dating in 12th grade. And shortly after we started dating, you came over to my house, and it was a stormy night, and I think the power shut off, right?
Yes, it wasn't stormy. I don't know why you always think it was stormy.
Why did the power go off?
Because, I don't know, someone must have hit a pole or something, because the sky was absolutely clear. We could see the stars, so it wasn't a stormy night.
Well, it was like after the storm. I don't know. But
the power did go out.
And it was in the middle of the summer, so it was hot in my house, so I was like, hey, let's go outside, it feels great. And so I laid out like a blanket on the front lawn, and we just watched the stars. And as we were just talking about life and stuff, and being all flirty and cutesy because we were so young.
Romantic, yeah.
It was pretty romantic.
It was.
The most romantic part, though, was we saw a shooting star all the way across the sky as we were watching the stars. And that was, we both made a wish that day.
Yeah, we said, okay, we need to make a wish. Make a wish on a shooting star. Yeah. But we didn't tell each other what our wishes were.
No, we didn't. Fast forwarding a few years, we went to FSU together, and then after we graduated from FSU, you started teaching, and I joined the military and went to South Dakota for training, and so we spent some time apart.
For 2 years, Chaz was up in South Dakota while I was in Florida teaching, and so we really didn't get to see each other a whole lot.
When I was in South Dakota, she was in Florida teaching. We have been dating for 9 years, I think it was. 9, 10? 8 years?
7.5.
I always knew that I wanted to marry you.
There were a couple of times where I thought he would propose and then he never did, and so I'm like, does he want to marry me? I didn't know. And then you were gone for such a long time and for so far away, and we had a good relationship and everything, but I just didn't know, if it was gonna.
And I wanted to save up money so that I could give you the dream wedding and the ring that you always wanted. Because if I'm gonna do it once, I'm gonna do it big. So yeah. So
he did it big.
So while I was in South Dakota, I was planning the engagement and everything, and it's hard planning an engagement because I knew there were some things that you wanted. And I wanted to make that happen for you, so.
I just thought that I would really love to have my family there for that special moment. And I don't know, it's just something that I always wanted. So yeah, that probably made it hard for you to plan, though, because you knew that I wanted my family there.
Well, and I wanted it to be a surprise, too. So how was I going to get your family there? It'd be a surprise also. So it couldn't be like, why would I be randomly flying down and your parents being at the same time? So while I lived in South Dakota, I flew down to Georgia to ask for your parents' permission. You had no idea about this.
No, I actually was going to go up and see them that weekend because they had Chief up there. They were watching him while I was getting ready for my pageant that was coming up. And just to take some stress off, they were watching him. So I had no idea, but I was going to come see them that weekend, and I forget what my mom said. But she was like, oh no, Chief's fine, don't come up here. But really, you were coming that weekend. And so she was trying to not slip.
They knew I was coming, and they probably knew why I was coming. Because why would
you didn't tell them?
Why would I come by myself? So they had to have known. And that was really nerve-wracking. That was probably the most nerve-wracking thing I've ever done in my life. Like, traveling all by myself to go see your parents all by myself. And finally, sit down and be like, can I marry your daughter? That was really, really hard, but it was totally worth it.
Isn't that so sweet, you guys? And then what happened on the way when you were heading back to the airport? Or was it on the way to their house or on the way back?
So I had to get back to work, so I flew, I think, in on a Saturday, and I didn't even sleep there. My flight was at 5 a.m. and they had to drive. It was out of Atlanta, so your dad and I left at 1 a.m. in the morning. So I didn't even go to sleep.
Oh my gosh! So you flew in, talked to them, hung out for a little bit, and my dad drove you back.
Mm-hmm. But while he was driving me back, it was dark, of course, at 1 a.m. But another giant shooting star, and this one was green, shot across our...
Green?
Yeah, it was like a green trail.
Wow.
As he was driving, it shot across our windshield. And it was just like such a magical moment because... Can I tell them?
Yeah.
Because what I wished for was to marry you. And then it happened again while I was driving home for asking your dad's permission to marry you.
Yeah. And that same night in high school, though, I wished for the same thing. So, but we didn't tell each other. I wished that I would be able to marry him. And then on our wedding day, our officiant, she had done questionnaires. This is kind of like off topic a little bit, but she had done a questionnaire for each of us. And that was something that we both put on our questionnaire. And so she incorporated that into our wedding vows. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Yeah. That was the coolest moment ever because she knew that both of us wished for the same thing that night.
And that questionnaire was, we didn't know about it either.
No.
So when she said that, during the wedding, like I got chills.
We were both like, oh my gosh. Yeah, I just got him again. All right, so at this time, during this summer of 2015, I was competing in a statewide pageant. So that's the whole reason that Chaz and my family were able to be in one place at one time.
Without you knowing.
Without me knowing anything about the engagement, because I knew that they were all coming to watch me compete in this pageant. So you'll notice in the video that I have a tan and I have my nails done, and that was because I was competing in the pageant. And when you're on stage, in order to not be washed out on stage, you have a tan.
And what a better time for me to plan that when you're already fabulous, because I know you would have wanted to look pretty during our engagement.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, because I'm such a picture girl.
Yeah.
I love pictures. So after the pageant, we all came back home, and my mom told me that before everyone kind of went off and headed home, we were going to take some family pictures or some pageant pictures out at the park. So where we lived in Tallahassee, there are these beautiful gardens, and they have a reflection pool, and it's just gorgeous. They have lakes and big oak trees. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And so we decided to go out there and take some family pictures. Well, the boys, my brother, Chaz, and my dad had left earlier because I think Brian, my brother, maybe needed a new shirt for pictures or something. I had no idea. And then my mom and I stayed at the house getting ready, and we were just going to meet the boys out there. So you'll notice in the video that the boys were there ahead of us, and that my mom and I arrived a little bit afterwards. And then another person that is in the video is my really, really good friend, Hillary. She was my roommate at the time. Both of us were teaching at the same school, and she is just awesome. But she was visiting her family that weekend, and so I thought she was out of town, but she had other plans in mind.
One of the other weekends that I visited, I was scouting out this particular garden for the location to propose to her, and I talked to her friend Hillary about being there during it because I wanted you to arrive not knowing anything was going on, and then as you walked along, another person would have another rose. So I wanted you to have roses during the pictures, so I got a dozen roses, and at the entrance to the gardens, which you'll see in a minute, I left one rose with a note on it. It meant something to us. So the first one, she showed up. Her dad, who was videotaping all of this, by the way.
Yes. Thanks, Dad.
Had one rose, and then they continued on the walk, and then she
got to Hillary,
and she gave her two roses with another clue or hint, and by that point, you knew what was going on.
Well, and the thing is when I saw the first rose, you guys will see that I'm a little bit okay, there might be something going on here, but I didn't want to get my hopes up because there were other times where I thought he was going to propose and it didn't happen. And so I was like, well, maybe this could be something, but I don't want to think too much into it yet. And then as soon as I saw Hillary, I was like, oh yeah, this is it. Yeah. So you guys will see my reaction to that because I just start bawling. I knew because she was supposed to be out of town, but she was there with roses. I knew. Yeah. I just knew. Yeah. It was so sweet.
Yeah. And then you had one more stop, and your brother had that. And this is the clue where...
The shooting star.
The shooting star, yeah. You walk through like a secret garden, and then you see me waiting there to propose to you.
It was awesome and magical.
Yeah.
So. And then because Chaz was up in South Dakota, we couldn't really plan out engagement photos. So Chaz ended up hiring some photographers that were pretending that they were modeling in the gardens and that they were doing like a photo shoot, but they ended up being the photographers for our engagement photos. So you guys will see the photos from our engagement as well. We just kind of included everything together. So that was really smart on his part because I love, love, love those pictures. Yeah. So sorry if this intro was a little bit long, but we just wanted to make sure that you guys understood kind of the backstory of this. Just let us know what you guys think, and we hope you guys enjoy.
Okay, today is Monday, July 13th. Chaz is busy writing out some notes, and today he is planning to propose to Jess.
I've already messed up because I wrote it on the wrong side, so the open mouth is on the bottom.
So that was the one glitch for today.
Yeah,
there you go.
right.
Hillary has just arrived for the big surprise as well, and doesn't she look nice? So far so good, things are clicking along. Thanks for coming. Alright, so here's the first card. And it's okay, it's upside down. Alright, you are my one and only. 2 is better than 1, and together we can accomplish anything. And the last and not least one is, we each made a wish upon a shooting star. If we had 3, what would your final wish be? Guess we'll find out. They've just arrived and they're about to pull in the parking lot. Alright, so we'll see what she thinks when she gets to stop 1. This is for you.
Oh, this is pretty. Is this from the garden?
No, actually.
You are my one and only.
That's from Chaz.
From Chaz. It's not from me. Just kidding.
No, it's not from me.
Oh, that looks really pretty with you.
Alright, so let's see if we can catch up with them.
I love it.
They're down a little ways yet.
That's sweet of him. Oh my gosh, Phil! Stop! Yes! So good to see you.
Good to see you too. You look beautiful.
I thought you weren't coming back until tonight.
I know.
We'll change of
On
plan.
purpose.
You look so handsome. Thank you. It's shaking.
What's that one saying? We each made a wish upon a shooting star. If we had 3, what would your final wish be?
Well, you can think about that as we walk on down.
I just did my eye makeup. My 3rd wish would be that I had waterproof mascara.
Ah, gotcha. It is like the secret garden. Yeah.
vegetables.
And some onions too. Syrups.
Try to figure out who I am. Not sure what I'm doing here. And the days don't work out the way I thought they would. And before you there was
All right. Congratulations.
never found somewhere I fit in.
You knew about this. And so did the model over here.
Yeah, the model did too. She was getting her picture taken at that time.
I know, I was like, oh, she's so gorgeous. And I was like, oh, I should come do modeling. Thank you. Thank you.
I can't breathe.
Oh my God.
I couldn't have done it without all
Feels
these
like
guys.
you're
So
the
much.
one who saves me.
We do a lot of these.
Okay, I want to see now.
All right, now, yeah, let's see.
Wow, that's so pretty. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's so gorgeous.
Oh my God.
All right, well, that all worked out fairly well there, Chaz. You did good, man. You planned well. Good for you.
Other side so you can see the ring.
That's right. Good thing that's your good side, right? And then turn so they can get that too.
You guys see the bunny?
Yeah, we sure did.
Like 3 times that size. Oh my God. Adorable.
Yeah.
But it feels like you're the one who saves me.
It's a good day.
It's a great day.
Yeah, very good. Congrats again, Jess.
Yeah, it feels like you're the one who saves me. The one who saves me. No, I can't get enough of what you do.
I'll give you my everything. It's not much, but it's all I have.
You know we could run to a place where we belong, but I need you there with me to go on. Sometimes I can't see, but it feels like you're the one who saves me. And when I try, I don't succeed. Yeah, it feels like you're the one who saves me. The one who saves me. No, I can't get enough of what you do. The one who saves me. Yeah, it feels like you're the one who saves me. The one who saves me.
Thank you guys so much for watching our engagement video. We hope you guys enjoyed. We look forward to seeing you in our next video. Bye!